Welcome to Masala in a Mug. We are actually in episode 3 today, and I think it's going well. I mean, it's too soon to say that, but we're actually having a lot of fun just talking and imagining that you will listen to us and find something relatable. Hi, my name is Arundhati, and we have Shaha with us, and we welcome you to episode 3.
Hi, I'm also really hoping that people enjoy it. But at the same time, it's just been really fun to just catch up with you every single time we meet.
Listeners, you can't see this, but Shaha is actually holding a mug right now, and I would like to know what
this
she's
this is so perfect, so on brand. It's like, but I actually have just regular tea in here,
regular
no
tea,
masala,
meaning masala
just
tea.
no masala tea, just milk tea.
I actually had tulsi ginger tea a few
Wait,
hours back.
which one's Tulsi?
It's from a family of basil, but it's supposed to be, it's considered very medicinal also, and it
Oh,
also has religious significance
mm,
attached to it. Yeah. So if you go, I mean, especially now, I don't know about like metro cities and all, but then especially in small towns and villages, if you go to actual houses, people have a small structure built in their veranda that
yeah.
actually has, which looks like a tower, and then on top there is a planter that has tulsi planted in it.
Oh,
It's usually at the center of every house, or basically at the entrance.
yeah.
So it basically creates this nice surrounding of just having that in the center, and then everything else follows. You can also choose to have a small temple within that tower, and you can get pretty creative also with it. But I grew up having that in our house, and it just
And then you
it's
just
a
use the
default.
plant for like medicine and eating and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so nice.
New, learning something new.
Yeah, this is also interesting because every time we meet, I feel like we learn something new from one another, which is so nice.
And this is, I think, the best part about meeting people who come from a different culture. Leave the romanticization of meeting new people. Like, forget about how they are from a different country and everything, how they live differently, but just the fact that we are learning something new about somebody who
Yeah,
lives a very different life compared to yours. What is our check-in question for today?
I feel like I'm just like super overwhelmed every time that we talk. Not because we talk, but I feel like every time we're just taking little bits of time during a very very busy day to just
Yeah.
have this time. So some days
Hmm.
I'm like extremely overwhelmed at what's going on. What about you? Do you also feel the same way?
Yes, I do, but I think somewhere my brain has been wired now to also come out of certain overwhelming situations,
Yeah.
especially if it's work related or outcome related. If it's just a social meeting, then I'll need to prepare myself accordingly. Now I see this also as something, as a project that I'm doing, and even if I've had a very bad day or a long day, I will still join and I will
Yeah.
still meet. But and I'll think that okay, I might not be in a good position today, but then if once I meet, I'm all here. So I think
Yeah.
uh, I'm I've learned to kind of separate the two,
Yeah,
or at least,
compartmentalize that. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Even for a little while, I might go back to my usual mood
Yeah.
also, or back to my previous set of stressors. But at least in the hour that we meet, I feel really good. In
True.
our last episode, we talked about what we thought about our names growing up,
Yeah.
and that also makes me wonder, if we want to go back again, what did we think of uh, as a nice way to just spend time, like what were our hobbies and what is that one hobby that has actually stayed with you? Have we developed new hobbies? What do we think about hobbies in general now?
Hmm. It's gonna sound really funny, but in my like personal TikTok, my like description is hoarder of hobbies because that's basically what I do. I feel like I try so many hobbies, but I'm not like trying it as a hobby. I think I'm just trying to see if I'm like this is something that interests me, and if it does, then I just continue. I feel like I don't really think of it as a hobby and like take time specifically to do it. It's become sort of a part of my everyday life, like reading. I
Yeah.
know we like love reading. I do take time sometimes to just like sit and only read. Like that's taking maybe an hour and just focus on reading. But I think most of my reading I do now, I just do it on the go, like when I'm in a train or when I'm in the bus or just when I'm doing something else also, and then I'm reading. So it's not necessarily like that I'm taking the time to do the hobby, but
Hmm.
more I'm just doing it because I have nothing else to do in that moment. And rather than like scrolling on my phone, this is a better use of my time.
Yeah, so it is a conscious choice to spend your time this way. But at the same time, do you like that now it's more on the go and not really a dedicated?
The way I do both feel a little different because when I sit down
Hmm.
and try to read, I'm doing it more consciously. Like started annotating. I think I shared this with you. I'm not sure if I did, but if I'm like, I don't know if you can see it, but I've
Yes.
started sort of like annotating and writing down while
Yeah.
I read. So
Yeah.
that's when I have time and when I'm sitting down to read. But if I'm just on the go, I obviously read on my phone or just physically carry a book and I don't have time to write stuff down. I might just tab like this, but not really. So sometimes I will forget what I read, and so in that sense, it's more just like reading as fast as I can to try and finish the book. Whereas if
Hmm.
I'm sitting down and reading, like I've tried reading this book for maybe almost a year now, so like
Yeah.
because I'm not able to spend that much time to sit down now, I haven't
Yeah.
really gone around to it.
I
How do
do
you
personally.
usually read?
I actually have 2 points before I share what how I read. But then what you shared just now, just annotating, I feel like it is so therapeutic to just put our thoughts down. And I never used to annotate much when I used to read, maybe some time back. But I think during my masters, I started. I we had to, because there were like things that emerged while reading something, and then I actually also implemented that into my personal reading, also not strictly academic.
Yeah,
uh, but I think 2 months back, when I was reading A Little Life, I actually very heavily annotated that book, and I'm so happy that I actually did that, because it is also our interaction with the book, and it
yeah,
is so beautiful that we can actually do that. Like, you can get so creative with it, not for the sake of being creative, of course. I feel like it's a very immersive experience
yeah.
to read that way, and
You're
I
more
thoroughly
connected to the book
enjoyed that. Yeah.
than if you were just reading otherwise. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And felt like I went back to my university days, where there were things that happened. There were things that had to be noticed, that were supposed to be thought differently. So just that whole headspace was something that I recalled. And then another note was, I just wanted to specifically mention how you said a hoarder of hobbies, and you said that in a very positive manner, wherein you're actually owning that. On the contrary, I also remember not feeling very validated about like having multiple hobbies, because I thought
oh,
it was always seen as a, I don't know.
yeah. I know what you mean because people build their entire personality around their hobbies. So
Yes.
if you have multiple, it feels like oh, you're not very convinced in one hobby.
Yeah, yeah, that sort of consistency in character that you see in others. So I thought that, okay, maybe is it me who is not able to stick to one thing, or do I just have multiple interests? So now I know for sure that it's more about variety of interests than actually not than about not being consistent enough.
Also,
So yeah,
hobbies are supposed to be, I feel like we don't have to push much pressure to be consistent. You can always pick up where you've left off, or just not pick up at all and move on
yeah.
to something else.
Reading is also my hobby, but I think even beyond that, I have a few other hobbies. Some have stayed since my childhood, some have fully evaporated.
Oh,
Like something as I mean, I used to, I've learned Indian classical dance form, which is
yeah,
Bharatanatyam,
yeah.
and I used to go to this class, and I almost reached my fifth year. You're supposed to complete 7 years to graduate
Oh, okay.
in that dance form, and then you can also start teaching. And I only had about 2 to 3 years left, but I could not continue because then college took over, and then my time got divided, things like that. But now, like later also in life, I tried to rejoin a class, but I don't know, like something did not work, and
Oh,
now I feel like I don't relate to that dance form as much, so I've kind of drifted away.
oh yeah,
But it's interesting how we think about hobbies also now, especially in our 30s, or even if we were in 20s, I think we would have thought about this differently compared to like pure childhood days or
yeah.
teen years, when you discover certain interests and develop a hobby.
I think recently it's also becoming more popular to take back hobbies, because
Mm,
previously there was some point where people used to think of it as like a waste of time, maybe not as productive, some hobbies. But I think recently there's been a shift in how young people, especially, talk about hobbies, where they're genuinely like spending more time. Maybe it's also to do with mental health, because they're spending more time to take up new hobbies or try new things to see if they enjoy. Some of these are going to be like more popular than others. Like I think reading stayed a
yeah,
hobby for a really, really long time. But maybe there's like newer hobbies now that are related to mental health as well, like journaling. Like I used to, I feel like I keep a journal like semi regularly, but it's like, again something I'll pick up randomly and maybe go back into it when I feel like I need to.
I love how you phrased that earlier, how we are taking back certain hobbies of us, of ourselves, and I love, I just love how you phrased it, and I feel like it is 100% true, and it is actually claiming our time back, claiming
Yeah,
our the child within back,
yeah,
uh, and also everything that comes along with it, because with every hobby we also have so many memories attached. We have also evolved into certain beings, relate certain crafts with something deeper also, that just feels much more sentimental now than it used to be. Earlier, it was maybe just a way to pass time or develop a sense of creativity, but now it's so much more than that. Talking about developing new hobbies, and you said that now, okay, reading stayed because I think it's one of the classic
it's a
hobbies
classic
that,
hobby, like watching
yeah,
movies,
yeah,
reading. It's just,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I had a fun question to ask. In your surroundings, and I know you're a very sincere resident of the internet.
I love that phrase. Sincere is, oh my god, that's gonna be my new bio. Sincere is,
Yeah, as a resident of the web, of the internet,
I think they
what
call it
are the,
chronically being chronically online. I think you're just making it
no,
sound
please,
much nicer than it is.
this is much nicer. Yeah. What are the two most, like, two cringiest hobbies that you have discovered on the internet? Like people boasting about, or at least
Oh,
indulging in. But to
hmm.
you, it is cringe.
I think like collecting things. I mean, certain things. This is going to come off as like a little bit snobbish, but I feel like collecting certain things is to me a little bit cringe. Having maybe I've seen like a lot of these TikToks where people have like a lot of different like hair care, skincare kind of stuff. Like
Mm,
it's these are things that traditional in the traditional sense of collection wouldn't mean a collection because a collection is supposed to be long lasting, right? That's like stamps and stuff. I think people used to collect before, or even books for that sense. It's there. It can be long lasting, but things that expire, I feel like that's a cringe collection for me. And also all of these like sort of trinket collections. I mean, those I guess can stand the test of time, but I don't know if I feel like it's more of a fad that people are into, and after a while they will move on to something else. And
yeah.
there's just so much consequences of that. There's like so many environmental consequences of our collections. So maybe that's something that I don't really understand fully.
I think it also merges into wellness, like health and wellness, and like what is an elevated health and wellness. That's though it is basic, actually, but it's still like I don't know
Yeah.
because when it comes to just collecting all of it rather than having just the essentials. But again, this depends on like person to person how they think about it. To me, and something that I saw on the internet was cafe hopping for some reason is becoming a
Oh,
hobby, and although they don't articulate it as or they won't label it as a hobby, but it's somehow becoming so much more romanticized than it actually is. I admit to being that person who likes to go in cafes or exploring new cafes. But now that I've relocated back home and this is much simpler place than where I used to live earlier, I have unlearned that in a way,
yeah.
and I've also been disappointed with certain cafes. But yeah, I think that becoming a hobby was something that I saw on the internet, and I was like, no, you're in the name of like cafe hopping, you're also encouraging so many other things that come with it, like overpriced food,
Yeah.
overpriced drinks, be it alcoholic or non-alcoholic, like basically just overspending and the need to go out, the need to go out, and that being considered a good time. It
This
could,
is also more prevalent in more sort of urban areas, right?
yeah,
Because
yeah,
even back home, I would say back in the capital city, this is very much a popular thing to do, like
yeah.
to go to cafes.
Hmm.
And that's also because I think there isn't like third places apart from work and school. But
Hmm.
I think in when like here in Australia, I don't feel as much that because there are so many other like third places you could go. Like
Yeah.
there's public places, there's like libraries and places that you could easily go and make that like your third place. But I think back home, cafes are probably the only third place available. So
And I remember feeling stuck in this cycle wherein the only thing I could think of when it comes to just going out, and I don't even mean going out uh, in terms of going pubbing or a nightclub. I'm not even talking about it. But maybe how do I want to spend my Saturday, which is basically a non working day? I would immediately think of just going to a cafe, eating something nice, and maybe going to the mall and coming back. Looking back, I did not like this, especially whenever I have gone to places that actually require less money. For example, maybe a public park, even a beach. You feel liberated because you realize that it actually doesn't take much. Even if you go on your terrace and you actually feel much fresher, and the need to go out automatically reduces because you get that vibe that you were looking for. You just wanted to feel a breath of fresh air.
yeah,
You just wanted to go somewhere which is not in the confinements of your home, although, like, how much ever beautiful it is,
yeah.
your personal space. Yeah, I actually experienced it.
There's also a certain pressure, I feel, to make a day out of your
Ah,
free day.
yes.
This is something
This
we
is
can talk about
this
in
is
like
what I meant.
endlessly. And like you need to sort of, I don't know what the word that I want to use here is. You have to like show up for this day. So you have to like create an
Mm-hmm.
outfit for the day. You have to create a plan for the day. And
Hmm.
then you're sort of treating your free day as like a box that you have to tick like all of these boxes, and that's a little sad
You
in a
don't
way.
realize it every day
Yeah,
how it is impacting you.
we've made it also into this thing where you have to be extremely productive even on your free day because there's so many things that you need to do, and to make it feel like you have had like a good holiday, like a good weekend.
And I actually, sometime back on Pinterest, I saw this list of uh, cost free hobbies or cost free ways to spend your holiday.
Yeah.
So basically, like free ways to spend your holiday. So maybe you can read a book, you can uh, go on a walk in your neighborhood, or explore a new neighborhood, go to a different place, and not just going, but even doing something with things that you already have and you normally don't think about it. As soon as I saw it, I remember feeling very special about it because, okay, I felt like I discovered something really nice, but it wasn't something extraordinary at the same time. So that also tells me we've been functioning by default,
Yeah.
wherein something as basic as maybe doing something as simple has to be told or has to be given to you in a packaged idea.
Yeah, this is something you could have thought about, but then it just didn't really occur because it's not normalized that much.
Yeah. And
So,
we're also so occupied with jobs and like navigating different parts of life.
what are like some of your low cost hobbies? Let's not say free, but like low
Low
cost
cost.
hobbies.
Although it's a lifestyle now, I still feel like gym is a hobby that I'm pursuing. I feel like it because it's a class I'm going to. I feel great. I've cracked the code for myself at least, like what works for me, what I like, what I don't like. I'm so grateful that it worked for me. Like, and by worked I don't mean that I had some transformation, but then at least I was able to fit in. Had I not fit in, I don't think I would have gone back to the gym.
I'm remembering a conversation we had earlier some months back where I think right before you went to the gym, we talked and you were not very comfortable about going to the new gym. So you were like,
Yes, so I came back to this gym and I realized how nice of a place it is. And by nice, you can take your own definitions, okay? But it's also spacious. I'm already familiar with the people around, and I feel like I had already claimed a place there, so people also know me. Although, like, I don't talk to anybody, but they know that I'm regular. I would like to assume that they know. It's like you assume that okay, this person also belongs here.
yeah.
I don't know, like I'm not able to explain it, but I feel like I had claimed that space. But for some strange reason, I was also looking at other gyms to join, and that did not work out. How, even if they were nicer, like on paper, uh, so it did not work out. So I came back to this gym, and I feel much better compared to before. Yeah. So it is not a hobby. I would like to stick to this for life. I was saying that it is an hour of my day that I really like
Yeah.
spending over there.
Even if you're just doing it an hour a day and it's like a constant part of your life, it can still be counted as a hobby if it's something that I think
Yeah.
that like rejuvenates you.
Apart from like the gym and also books like reading, I like to crochet a bit since last year. I also knit a few times, but like these are on and off hobbies.
Yeah.
I don't do this every single day or every month. I don't have like these nice creative projects that I've completed. uh, it's like purely motivation based.
Yeah.
because we spoke about the gym, which needs a lot of motivation, but this also needs a frame of mind of its own. I actually like to ride a lot. I have a normal scooter, but I like to go on rides
Oh.
within the town right after the gym. Once I've finished working out, either I have to get vegetables or fruits. Even if I don't have to get something, I have my music on and I just go on a ride and then I come back.
I like obviously listen to music. I think I did talk to you about this earlier as well. I have been going back to it again. Coloring.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I think this is a hobby I come back to like not semi regularly, like whenever I feel like I have time and I
Yeah.
have nothing else to do. I just need it to be like very therapeutic. Because sometimes a lot of other hobbies that I have can be a little demanding. Like I love doing crosswords, but that requires so much brain power. And even reading sometimes can be like it requires you to pay attention to it and all
Yeah.
of that. But I feel like this doesn't. This is just like close your mind, just do kind of activity. And I've been also playing like video games.
Oh,
I didn't
wow.
grow up playing video games. Like my parents, I don't know. Maybe there's like some kind of taboo with
Mhm.
video games growing up. I remember I had just one video game, but we used to play a lot of like computer games, like those mini clip games and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But recently, I have been playing games on like my PC, and then this year for my birthday, my husband gave me a Switch. I've been wanting a Switch for a really long time, so I've been
Wow.
playing some games on Switch. But I play like very cozy games, nothing where you have to like kill people. Or like I
Right.
cannot, I cannot do any of those. But I enjoy playing like low stress cozy games on it.
Sounds great. Yeah, that has an audience of its own.
Yeah.
I've noticed.
I wouldn't even consider myself a gamer. I'm
You're not.
like like a casual. I haven't even finished one single game, but it's
And
fun
now
to
I
do so.
understand why people like it, like because they can express themselves through those games, even if they're more, even if you have to destroy something or drive really fast. I feel like they're getting their energy out. Destructive games. Yeah,
This-
this is what I was looking for. But I don't know a gamer uh, who is into that. I feel like we've learned a lot about each other today that we did not know possibly. We
True.
had referred to like just books so far.
We will end up
Uh,
talking about books somehow because it's like our main hobby.
yeah. So this was super fun. I hope to meet you again. And also, listeners, if you, we would love to know, have
What are
in
your
mind when it
hobbies?
comes
Yeah.
to just hobbies and what do you guys think about hobbies? What is something that has helped you when it comes to a hobby? And what hobby has actually stayed with you? Shaha, do you have any prompts to share?
Also, what new hobbies have they been picked up that maybe we didn't talk about? So I would like to
Yeah.
like also add more hobbies to my hobby collection.
Yes, and also to our list of cringe hobbies on the internet. We're all residents of the web.
Yeah. So if you have anything you want to share, just let us know. We are always on at masala@gmail.com.
And we will see you soon. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Bye bye.
Bye.